Okay. Hello.
Hi, I'm Pierre Bagley, Director of the Motion Picture and Television Office in Washington, D.C. This city can't be more right and ready for this technology, entertainment, television, and film intersection. And because of the work of what you see tonight, it's already happening. This is going to be the most exciting city in the world. Not America, but the world. It's all here right now.
So you're saying the infrastructure is here, and I guess the talent is here. Is there funding for major
The funding will always come. Funding will always follow talent, and we'll make infrastructure from the funding. Pigmental is bringing $200 million to build their own infrastructure. That's how much they believe in this city. So I think people have the formula a little wrong. I think people think you have to go out and spend money. I think you have to show the talent and the passion and the capability first, and then you can invest in the structure and the money.
What kind of scripts would you like to see coming out of DC? I mean, we have seen some great movies, a few thrillers that have come out of here. Enemy of the State is one of the ones that I think of. But what do you think would be a good script to come out of this city?
Well, let me tell you, the kind of scripts we're done with are anything that have to do with politics. We should be doing When Harry Met Sally, Medea, Love Jones, anything other than federal, because the federal is something that's obvious, but DC is so much more than White House down and House of Cards. Nothing wrong with that, but DC is 10 times more of that.
So, in other words, play away from the stereotype of what DC is, but what else can DC be? Can it be a fashion city? Can it be an architecture city? Can it be a cultural city?
DC is already an architectural city. It is already a cultural city, but because of its emphasis on politics, it's tended not to get the credit. Now that we're moving away from, as the mayor said, this federal city concept, I think people will understand that DC has a lot more to offer than just the stereotype. Disruption always happens first, and then the market catches up. The market's going to catch up with DC.
Okay, so we know that the gentrification movement has really helped to build up some of the low-income neighborhoods, and we'll start to see that in Southeast DC. Is that something that you can sort of capture in your themes, you think?
Well, listen, the struggle between those who have and those who haven't, that's the nature of man. And there's not a city in America doing that better, trying to balance those two, because without the new money, you have blight and you have no hope. So the question is, how do you get the new money in and not supplant what we've worked so hard for? And because of the leadership in this town, this is the best balance. This ain't happening in LA. It damn sure is not happening in New York, and it's not happening in Chicago. DC is really, really working, and as long as it makes it an agenda item, it'll get it done.
Okay, now we're going to have a new mayor next year, and our mayor, Vincent Gray, spoke today in so many eloquent ways about what has happened, what he's accomplished, and he will remind you of that, even though he's not necessarily going to be running for office. But my question is, what do you think our new mayor, whether it turns out to be David Catania or Muriel Bowser, what would they be faced with? What kind of challenges would they be?
Well, I don't know that they'll have a challenge. The mayor and his team has done a great job of taking this city to the next level. I think they're going to have to show their vision for how they take it to the next level. I think this is a great challenge to have with almost a $2 billion surplus and the kind of growth and talent that's coming to this city by the month. So I think the new leadership is really going to have to focus on how do they take this to the next level. That's not a bad challenge.
So have you talked to the two candidates so far to anticipate what might turn out to be an important decision for you as a businessman, right?
Well, I am a member of the mayor's cabinet, so I'm agnostic. I stay out of politics. My job is to do what I do. So, and I've had many clients, so I'm not concerned. I think a smart politician will see, as Obama said, don't mess it up. And I think that's any politician will understand what that means.
Is Is there any particular piece right out that's already been released right now that you'd like to mention that maybe something you've been involved in that you want people to know about that has been a success story coming out of DC?
Well, I think the biggest news right now is Pigmento. That's an animation company that's got 5 films fully funded to a tune of about $200 million. That's never happened in the District of Columbia ever. And so we're real excited that the first film's going to come out in 2016. These are the animators from Despicable Me, Frozen, major world-class animators who will be living in the district and changing and training up the next generation of animators who will come from the district.
Interesting. We do have some good animators in the district that choose to stay here,
right.
And I'm sure they would love to go to LA or New York.
Right.
But tell us about this. What is this project going to say about the district in general? What do you think? What do you think that project's going to say in terms of thematically about the district?
Well, look, a lot of films like LA doesn't have LA-centered themes. LA is a place that's a giant infrastructure that makes films about Paris, Africa, and Mars. DC's got to do the same thing. We can't get so stuck on DC-centric work that you eliminate the other kinds of work that can be done from DC into Milan or Rhodesia or South Africa.
Sure, I got you.
Yeah.
So we do have embassies here, though.
Oh yes.
Does that make it easier?
Well, the focus, it makes everybody more vested in the success of anything that happens. I think we've got to do a better job of bringing that whole group in because someone's got to go and ask them. And I think you can see what happened here was the mayor, once he had the vision, he asked the developing community, the investment community, and the talent pool, and overnight, within 3 years, we've got a huge industry.
So what website should we be tuning into to keep up with some of the things that you've suggested that we need to, in order to be involved?
Well, probably IMDb and YouTube because all my stuff is everywhere.
Yes.
So I just say stay plugged in. That's what I'd say.
Okay. We have Arnold Spikehill is behind us. Richard Lake was earlier introduced. Beautiful building here. What do you think of the space, and would you like to shoot maybe a picture from here?
It's a beautiful space, and I think it shows you what when everyone comes together, the public and the private sector comes together. It tells you what's possible. We would absolutely love to put a TV series in this building and in this area.
Okay. Well, you may careful what you wish for, as they say.
Well, let's
right?
do it. Let's do it.
All right. Let's work on that. I think it's a great project.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, we've got a beautiful view of just about everything that's worth seeing in DC from here.
Right.
So I think it should happen.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.